Hello, 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 and good day to you. Good day to you. All right, so I'm gonna get ready. I'm going live right now. So definitely, if you're on tonight, great. I know the football game is on. Don't hold that to me. I know the football game is on. I don't know what the score is right now, but for those of you who are the Dallas Cowboy fans, wish you well. If you're a Philly fan, I wish you well. That's all I got for you. I mean, I don't watch football as much as I used to. I just wish I was getting that check, though. I know that for a fact. Wish I was getting that check. But check this out. So, what we're going to talk about today is a few things, but one thing in particular, we're going to talk about. Greetings, Brother Hall, Brother Maddox, Brother Jackson. Today, we're going to talk about is the Grand Lodge. No, the Grand Master is not the Grand Lodge. And some of you may agree with me and disagree with me, but the reason I say that the Grand Master is not the Grand Lodge, only when you are out of session. Then he can make decisions and do things, whether you agree with him or not, but he has that power to do them. He really does. He has the power to do them. This is why it's important. Within the framework of your constitution and bylaws, it is very important for you as Masons to make sure that your Grand Master don't get out of line. When I say don't get out of line, you know as well as I know that some people who you elect to be a Grand Master ain't necessarily qualified. It's the fact that they've been sitting in the West for so long, or they've been a Deputy Grand Master for so long. Some of us feel, well, he's been there for a while and let's just give him a chance. No. If the person is not qualified, if the person is not able to do contracts for your session, if that person is not able to uphold that constitution in the bylaws of your organization, that person is not worthy to be Grand Master, especially if they come in trying to be more of a dictator than a leader. And it's a very thin line. So that person has to come in with fresh ideas or even take some of their old ideas and reshape them. The works of a Grand Master is lonely at the top. When you get including a wishful master, I'm not going to leave you out. Including a worthy matron, I'm not going to leave you out. Those positions that a person is elected to are lonely at the top. So people talk about, oh, I'm a Grand Master this and I'm a Grand Master that, but it's lonely at the top. I don't care if you have a huge Grand Lodge to a small one. You still have some of the same problems. Some are just larger than other ones, depends on the size of your jurisdiction. Hold on just a second. Brother Jackson said that he would be willing to come on tonight. I talked with him earlier. I think he's available now. So I'm just going to hit him back real quick. So kind of work with me right now and see what we come up with. Boy, I still got this little cold going on. The wife decided to fix me a little tea. She ain't put nothing in it. How you doing there, Brother Jackson?
All right, what's happening?
I'm all right. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Okay, so tonight's topic, we're going to be talking about the Grand Master and the mere fact I said that the Grand Master is not the Grand Lodge. And the reason I said that is because there are some people who we elect as Grand Master who are not really qualified to even be in that position, but because they have served in the West or maybe even as Deputy Grand Master for so many years, some of the craft may feel that it's their obligation to put them in line.
Okay.
So,
Entitlement.
yeah, entitlement. Exactly. So what is your opinion about that?
Well, firstly, greetings, brethren. Whoever's all on the call, or rather
Can
on the
you
feed.
can you get to your laptop tonight?
No, I'm on my way to see my client.
Oh.
Uh,
Oh, you just now on your
I
way?
have no, I'm okay.
Oh, okay.
I'm coming out of San Diego. I'm on my way to my client's house to take care of something. I can still talk.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm done for the night, basically. Here's the situation that we never really like to delve into because it causes too much change.
Right.
which is innovation. We deal with innovations a lot in the order because they suit us better than going by what the laws are.
Okay.
There's a criteria and a qualification to be grandmaster.
Right.
Many people overlook the fact that because it was at the ratification, they'll read in a reference book called Mackey's Jurisprudence, and they will say, well, it says that you only have to be a past master to be the Grand Master.
Okay.
Well, at that time, the pact before the ratification, before it became what they practice now, which is modern, as we call American Masonry, is that you only had to be a past master, but there was only one master.
Right.
And there was only one master. And so now what has happened is you have so many people that think, if I sit here, then I'm next.
Okay.
Well, you weren't prepared or qualified when you sat there.
Okay.
So now you're going to get placed somewhere else just because of entitlement.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've experienced that. I've seen that. And many times people don't like to accept that. You must sit in the Grand West and or Grand South.
Okay.
It doesn't say that you have to sit in both. It says that you must have sat as a Grand Junior or Senior. And so it definitely says that you must have sat as a Junior Warden or Senior Warden before you become a Worshipful Master.
Now, my next question. After hearing that, my next question is going to be, do a Grand Lodge Constitution and bylaws, do they supersede Mackey's, or do they take a backseat to Mackey's?
Yeah, of course. Mackey's is a reference book. Mackey's doesn't carry any weight. Mackey just shows you how to do something.
Oh, okay.
Order.
Okay.
You can't really ever use Robert's Rules of Order as a basis of what you do in your Grand Lodge.
Okay.
That's a reference book.
Okay.
It shows you how to do something. A lot of people use Mackey's Robert's Rules of Order because it shows you as a guideline on how to do something, on how to conduct the vote, on how to do this, how to do a proxy, how to do a lot of things.
Right.
But there's a Masonic version of Robert's Rules of Order that has been created, and it's out there, and I've seen that.
Right. Okay.
But no, you have landmarks, and you have reference books to interpret what those landmarks are.
Correct.
And you have reference books to give you guidelines on how to do something. For example, an entered apprentice has never paid dues, ever.
Okay.
There have been brothers who have argued the fact that entered apprentice pay dues because they are considered Masons. Okay, I get that. But until you can get all of the rights and privileges of a Master Mason, you shouldn't be paying the same as he.
Well,
if I don't have a
no, go ahead.
I don't have a say-so. If I don't have a say-so in the lodge, then I shouldn't be paying anything. That's just like in your relationship. How you talking loud? You don't even have a job. So,
okay.
They're brothers that we set up and talked. I'm in other different groups, and they spoke on, the EA doing this, EA, but what their basis on that was what happens in other countries. I never said it didn't happen. We're talking about where you at, not where you can find something at.
Okay.
But there are brothers who are EAs who pay dues. Now, I've been places where you pay your initiation fee, which was all 3 degrees, and your dues were covered for the first month. All of these things were itemized in your initiation package.
Right. Okay.
But, people do different things.
Mm-hmm.
But that's because people don't research. Everyone wants to make their own form of government and make it law. Well, that's not what the reference books are showing you as far as what landmarks are and unwritten landmarks. See, unwritten landmarks of what you've done out in California from time immemorial.
Okay.
From long ago, the customs and usages that y'all do.
Uh-huh.
But then you left out of your state and went to Nevada, went to Florida, and you saw something different.
Right.
Why would you say they're doing it wrong? What you should do is sit back and observe and say, oh, that's how y'all do that here. That's called an unwritten landmark.
Okay.
But the order of business is the same.
Uh-huh.
The order of business is the landmark. You
Mm-hmm.
do it this way.
Mm-hmm.
So, but no, the Grand Lodge, there's a pattern. See, Press Hall, they do what I call going around the horn.
Okay,
I
so
can basically sit down somewhere and say, okay, in 7 years I'll be in the East.
okay.
But if I was raggedy when I sat here, I'm going to be raggedy all the way around.
Right. So Brother Hall
Until I
said
get myself.
so Brother Hall said, so you're saying that a brother should pay initiation fees or anything but turn his application in until he's a master mason. So what he's saying,
No.
Brother Hall, is that the brother
That's what
who
he's saying. I said,
no, he's trying to paraphrase what you're saying, and he said, so are you saying that a brother shouldn't pay initiation fees or anything but turn in his application until he's a master mason? He's not saying that at all.
That was nowhere close to what I said. So
No.
Let me straighten that out.
No.
There's an initiation fee. Most of the time, they start from. I've seen brothers have initiation fees for all 3 degrees of $50. That's
Woo,
raggedy. That's crazy.
$50.
I've seen initiation fees that were $150, $200. And what that covered is a certificate. It covered an apron. It covered a briefcase, Bible, the package, the Master Mason package.
Right. Okay.
And ritual and all of that.
Okay.
So when he gets initiated and he gets raised, he gets all of these things.
Right.
And it also covered his first month's dues. See, I when I came in the order, if you missed your first 3 meetings, you were immediately removed.
You were. You done. You get a letter and that's it. I agree. It was like that when I came in.
Before we get back to the topic, see, I don't believe in so-called letters because we're not living in the times of the Pony Express.
Uh-huh.
We're living in the time of cell phone. You miss one meeting, the secretary needs to call and find out what was wrong.
Okay.
Where were you at? Did you forget your meeting? Because if you didn't call the secretary, I don't care if there's 40 members in there. If
Right.
you didn't call the secretary to say that you weren't going to make the meeting, everything else is invalid.
Right.
That's what the law is. But
Yes.
we go around it. What I call the worst for master. I don't care. I'm not the secretary. I called the past member. I let so and so know. That's not what the law is. Even when you move, you're supposed to submit your new location within a certain time frame.
Now check this out.
We pick and choose what bylaws we want to use to fit us.
Now I'm gonna share this with you, and you already know that if you are elected a Grand Lodge officer or a officer in your lodge, you can't demit from your lodge until election time comes again. That's Masonic law. Did you catch that?
Resign your post?
Yep. You are not allowed to resign your post as a Grand Lodge officer until the sitting grand session. If you are a Worshipful Master in your lodge, or an officer in your lodge, or in your Grand Lodge.
Mm-hmm.
But now I know of officers who tried to do that.
Mm-hmm.
I know of people who, I'm done. But I'm like,
how
bro.
you combat that?
Say what now?
Oftentimes people try. How you combat that? Oftentimes people try to bring up a bylaw to defend what they did that was against the landmark.
Okay.
And they're totally wrong. See, there's a way to leave your post.
Okay. Well, yeah, you're absolutely right with that.
Here's something that I was speaking on recently.
I'm listening.
Tony Muhammad is the Grand Master of the Lodge.
Right.
His grand senior deacon needs to go to the restroom.
Right.
He gets up, salutes West, and leaves.
Mm-hmm.
But his senior deacon told somebody else sitting over there in the crowd to go fill his seat.
Correct.
That's never been legal.
We have seen that.
That's never been legal.
We have seen that.
No man ever point to somebody else and tell him to go fill his seat.
Right.
That's the Grand Master's prerogative, just like it's the Worshipful Master's prerogative.
Okay.
If it's my lodge, my will and pleasure, who are you to tell somebody to go and do something if I didn't tell you to tell him that?
Correct.
But we miss that because we periodically we do a lot of things and be lackadaisical about it. Or sometimes we just don't know. It's not a problem. But that's the purpose for wholesome instruction and getting things together and getting them correct on you know, when it's time to do it.
Right.
You know, we have allowed too many things to happen in a lodge. Like, I don't want to be in the East anymore because I want to run for a seat, so I'm going to resign my post as Worshipful Master. That's not legal. If you want to run for a seat now, and the election is an odd year than when you got elected, then you're either going to have to wait a whole year as a past master to run,
right,
or you're going to have to sit as your whole term for 2 years and then not run at all and then wait another year after that. But you leaving, I want to leave now so I can go and run on the upcoming election. That's not regular. That's an illegal practice.
Yeah, brother Gilmore said, he's listening to what you're saying. He says you have to finish your tour duty. And one brother said, what's the reference book you're referring to? So the reference book, Brother Lee Hall, I'm referring to is their book. It's called the Masonic Law book. In this book here is it's a Lockheed Masonic Law book in practice. So it has all of the Masonic laws, rules, and regulations that should either be part of your constitution or part of your bylaws. Now, as we was talking earlier, and Brother Jackson did say that Mackey's is used as a reference. Your bylaws and constitution super exceeds that. So the book I'm using is a Masonic law book, which gives you direction in how things are supposed to be done, including forms, demits, and all that stuff. So that's where I'm getting my information from. Go ahead, Brother Jackson.
Yes, sir. It's far too, too many things get done. See, sometimes you can do something so wrong that when it comes time to do the right thing, you'll fight.
Oh, have I seen that show? Yeah, I've seen that show happen. I've seen that show happen in my own jurisdiction. You're absolutely correct. You can do things for so long to when it comes to doing it right, you will fight it. Yeah.
It's like you borrowed my lawnmower, and you had it so long, and when I go to borrow it back, you told me no.
or told you to bring it back.
You see, so how you eliminate a lot of things, one of the problems that so many of us have is that you don't have a uniform set of books that you use for your government.
And this is why
all you using is your Bible and a lesson. And still to this day, can't nobody tell me what Lodge lesson was in.
Yeah.
So, if you're not using Spoils Encyclopedia, Mackey's Jurisprudence, Lodge and Sorrow, the Adoptive Right Ritual by McCoy,
right?
Either the gray or the white one, not Bell's Eastern Star, not all of these other things, because see, most, if not all of these manuals were exposure books.
Okay.
They were Masonic exposing books. And so if you don't look at a lot of different rituals to see different things that have changed or happened or what have you, then you'll just be going by what you're dealing with.
Right.
Their brothers that use Duncan's ritual.
Yeah, that's true.
But in the first degree, it tells you to knock on the door one time.
Greetings, Brother Wordsmith. Greetings. Yes, absolutely. Brother Phil.
In order to gain entrance in the door, do you knock one time if it's the initiation? So you don't. It can't be
right,
because 3 knocks is used all the time for everything as far as raising brothers up or getting along.
Right, right.
So how can one not be valid?
Right. But check this out. So one of the brothers was saying here, I think it was Brother Phil Jackson. He said, each Grand Lodge is its own headquarters. Even the General Grand Masonic Congress do not govern the lodge. So if obligated for one term or 1 year, it's upon that Grand Lodge bylaws, if I'm not mistaken. You're absolutely right, Brother Phil Jackson. However, Brother Jackson, that's on the phone, you can straighten me out if I go astray here. I don't mind. Some General Grand Masonic Congresses feel that they run your Grand Lodge. They do. They feel that they can tell your Grand Master what to do, and he should do it. The fact of the matter is, if he's a weak Grand Master, he'll do just that. I've seen it done. I have seen it done.
This is what a president told me. He said, I don't ever come into a state to rectify a problem unless the Grand Master calls me to come and handle it.
Well, see, that's a good General Grand President.
Hold on a second. I said, I can understand that. I said, but the only way you should ever come into a state to say anything is if there was something that you all had signed as Grand Lodges to authorize you to do that.
Right.
Because if I'm the Grand Master and you're not listening to me, I'll Joe Clark all of you. And I'll excommunicate all of y'all up out of here. Because without all of you, I still am.
That's true.
I am that I am.
That's true.
I'll always be that. With or without you.
That is true.
I'm the Grand Master.
Right.
The landmarks say so. This is not a dictatorship. This is a socialist republic. I don't have to ask you nothing.
I like that.
Suggestions to all of you on how you would like this.
Right.
Or what do you think? Just because I want to feel the pulse of the people. But I really don't have to ask you nothing. I can tell you this is going to happen, and this is what we're going to do. Now, if you don't want to receive that, then okay, there'll be penalties and repercussions behind it. Well, how can you say that? And this dictates, and that's all that, and that's okay. Well, it's called an edict. And I can make an edict happen for 2 straight weeks. I can call it right now. This is what we're going to do, and this is how we're going to do it. And
that's
then
true.
We address it at the next communication.
Absolutely. And that just goes back to the original post. Can a Grand Master, let me see, the Grand Master is not the Grand Lodge, but since you brought that up as far as writing the edicts, he has that power to put that edicts out there and then give you an explanation at session. I agree with you on that one.
Here's where people misunderstand the Grand Master not being the Grand Lodge, et cetera, et cetera. Because you could actually read it and it'll tell you who the Grand Master is at periodic times.
Right.
Now, in the Grand Lodge meeting, when the gavel has sounded, the Grand Master is the law. He's in charge.
He is.
But when the lodge is at recess, see, you miss the columns that stand up to show who's in charge. See, the Grand Master is making, he says, I need a motion, I need this and the other, and the first person who's supposed to crack his mouth open is the senior warden. Your West should stand up and say, I move that we do such and such and such, and the junior stand up right behind him and say, I second. Right. No other communication is needed to be needed. I second. After been properly moved and second, all in favor say aye. All opposed, none but the devil. So it's terrible. But when you have hesitation and your senior won't even get up, that's called an opposition. How is my West not supporting me when his job is to help me? Help me. Govern the lodge. But he ain't doing that because he has his own agenda. See, you first trained to see how you can act outside in the streets as the junior warden, superintending. Then you're brought inside to help govern the lodge with the worshipful master.
Okay.
But you don't want to do that. You see your name in lights. You want your name on the door as opposed to having just access in it. You want all of the accolades instead of getting the glory. And that's what goes wrong. Like I said before, you got the jewel on, but you don't represent the symbolism of the emblem.
Well, you know
he's not the Grand Lodge.
Right.
But he's the Grand Lodge when it's closed.
He definitely that. And goes, I'm going to go back to what you said in a Grand Lodge, no one can sit as warden but the Grand Warden themselves. So
what?
I said that no one can sit as wardens but the wardens. When the wardens step out, usually they have somebody to appoint or go sit in that seat. You said earlier that only the warden should sit in the seat.
You said no one should sit as a warden?
Unless they have already been elected to their position.
Now, because you're jumping in and out, so I didn't hear anything that you said.
Okay.
You said no one should sit as a warden unless. See, I don't know what the question was, but I'll try to respond to some of whatever I think it might have been about sitting as a warden. Any man that leaves, any man that's not there, the worshipful master appoints. One problem that happens that I noticed that brothers do is when somebody's not there, people think they're supposed to get up and go and assume his seat.
Right.
No, you don't do that. You don't ever do that. You don't abandon your post. I've seen situations where somebody's gone, so everybody move, and you just fill in the last seat. That's not how that goes. You were elected and installed. You can't take an appointed man and put him in a elected position and keep on moving like it's okay. It doesn't work like that.
Okay.
You fill in the seat of the person that's missing, and he's called senior warden or junior warden pro temp.
Okay.
I am the junior warden, or no, I'm the senior warden pro temp. I'm not the junior warden, senior warden pro temp. I'm not the senior warden, worshipful master pro temp. I'm the senior warden.
Okay.
But people want to get up in there and they want to be in charge so fast that they do a disservice to themselves and the order. And that's how things go wrong.
That is true. That's how things can go wrong. And you and I both know that's how things have gone wrong a lot of times. And the process is that people don't take the time out to go into get the information needed when they're elected to a position or whatever their job may be in the lodge. And I pose this question to you. Do you believe that black Grand Lodges are on the same footing as white Grand Lodges?
You said, are they on the same stage?
Do you believe or do you think that black Grand Lodges are on the same stage as white Grand Lodges?
No.
Okay.
I think we study better, but no, we're not on the same stages because we don't have the respect and credibility. We don't have the respect, loyalty. We don't have the respect, loyalty, and friendship and brotherly love that they do.
Okay.
We don't have that. We have a lot of Willie Lynch in us,
Woo.
and a lot of us are in the order for the motive. You couldn't get here, you couldn't get there. See, you can't have a real raggedy relationship with your wife and think you're gonna be a good worshipful master or patron.
Well, I'm gonna share this with you. There's a couple of questions. One question from Brother Morgan. He asked, "What if the worshipful master and the senior deacon disagree?"
The worshipful master and the senior deacon?
Yep. I mean,
the senior deacon is my proxy.
Okay.
And they disagree.
Uh-huh.
Well, let's take it to the book. Parliamentary practice, or no, the worshipful master's assistant tells you that the worshipful master regulates and governs all decisions.
Mm-hmm.
What you disagreeing on? He don't speak on nothing but one time. On the topic twice.
Yeah, Brother Gilmore, he answered it almost directly to the way you answered. Yeah. He said he went on here and said the senior deacon
conference call, YouTube. Okay.
He said
yes, there's there's no argument.
Mm-hmm.
Why are we disagreeing? If we disagree, if we disagree, here's one of the things I always say about that particular issue.
Okay.
If you elected your worshipful master unopposed,
mm-hmm.
that means nobody ran against him.
Right.
Why are you fighting him when he wants something to do?
Mm.
If everybody in the room want me in the East, then why are you fighting stuff I want to do?
Right. Okay, well, I'm going to go back to this one then. When I asked the question that, do you believe that black Grand Lodges are on the same stage as white Grand Lodges? And you had went in to say that it was because of dedication of some sort, but elaborate a little bit more.
No, I was saying about the respect.
Oh, the respect. Okay.
The respect. I was saying the respect, the fortitude. I always felt like that we study better. They do a lot of things. They want verbatim. Most white Grand Lodges, they deal with the ritualistic purpose of mastering what the ritual says.
Okay.
Versus digging off into the history about where things come from, the esoteric, the discernment of what's going on. So just because you can work your way around every degree without a book, that's not impressive. That's only impressive to people who think that's magnanimous.
Mm-hmm.
That's not magnanimous at all.
Mm-hmm.
That's just, like I always say, well, hell, I can teach a dog to put a ball in the hoop on a basketball court. Do the words that are on the paper circumscribe and coincide with your heart?
Mm-hmm.
So as far as dealing with your question, no, the respect isn't there. You don't respect the person in the East because you deal with him as the person. You don't deal with him as the station.
Mm.
See, it's a privilege to be in the company of the Grand Master in White Lodges.
Yeah.
See, you feel like it's brown nosing because I carry your bags.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a steward.
Mm-hmm.
The junior and senior steward the senior deacon should always know what a worship master is.
Right.
The Grand Master is.
Uh-huh.
Anytime you're moving out in these streets or anytime you're out in this lodge, you're supposed to be on his hip.
Mm-hmm.
Now some people call them armor bearers. Armor bearers are for kings. But if that's what you call them, I don't have an issue with that. Jeremiah Wright taught me that.
Right.
He told my pastor, he was like, he said, well, no, he's not an armor bearer. He's not a king.
Mm-hmm.
Now he may be somebody. Now you said this your right hand. Something pop off. He got you.
Mm-hmm.
That's really what that is. But you have to. And when you have, there's a duty. You should always be when the worshipful master goes somewhere to travel, his secretary, his senior deacon should be with him, or the lodge should be with him. Listen, we going to California next year.
Right.
All of us should be together.
Right. At least 2 or 3 you should be together.
You don't feel there's any purpose to go.
Uh-huh.
You don't feel there's any purpose to go. You don't feel there's there's nothing in it for you.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why you can't tell the people in the Congress you don't have a vote. You want to let everybody vote for something in the Congress, in the Supreme, but they can't vote for it in the Grand.
Mm.
You see, it should be, if you're not a grand officer, then you shouldn't have a say-so in anything dealing with Supreme.
You shouldn't.
But a lot of that happens, and that's what we do.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know how long you're going to be on.
Right.
But,
I'm gonna be on for a little while.
The because I'm in ready to get engaged with something.
Okay. Don't hurt nobody. Nobody will be hurt.
15 minutes.
All right. Well, just hit me back.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay, then. I appreciate it.
All right.
All right, then. Well, there was Brother Jackson on tonight, and he just gave us a little insight as far as dealing with the Grand Master. Let me see how I word that topic. The Grand Master is not the Grand Lodge. But however, he carries out the duties of the whole entire jurisdiction when you're not in session. He can do that. But however, when you're in session, the things that the Grand Master has done while you was out of session, he should have those part of his agenda. If he does not, then there should be issues. There should be issues. If the Grand Master who served for the whole entire year comes to Grand Session, and you know that the Grand Master has traveled, you know that the Grand Master has done certain things, and he doesn't give a report on what he's done for the jurisdiction or has gone for the jurisdiction, then there should be some issues. There should be some. And as I was asking him earlier in regards to, does he believe that Grand Lodges, black Grand Lodges, are on the same table as white Grand Lodges? He clearly said no. He clearly stated that no. Because he's elected and should abide by the Grand Lodge bylaws and rules. He should. He should. However, I have been in my own Grand Lodge, 2007. I seen the Deputy Grand Master just flip the whole thing. Just the Deputy Grand Master flipped it, where he was in a situation protecting the Grand Master when both of them was doing their dirt. I seen it, and I was like, come on, really? Really? I mean, they just totally bypassed the bylaws. They totally bypassed the rules and regulations. And the brothers just got up and walked out. They was like, no, we're done with this. I've seen it happen. And that hurts us as Masons. It really does. So I would tell anyone, you know what? You have to just be careful of those who you put in leadership. You have to be careful of those who you elect as Worshipful Masters, Junior Wardens, Grand Masters, and Grand Wardens. You have to be careful. And yeah, be careful as treasurer too. Yeah. I'm going to tell you this here. The Grand Master and the treasurer should not be from the same lodge. The Grand Master and the Grand Treasurer should not be from the same lodge. Period. Shouldn't be. Yes, Brother Phil Jackson, Black Masons, what's up? Oh, what he said, but true. Okay, sad but true, yeah. So my question would be, for any of you out there, how do we get on that same level? How do you address the issues that have some of us at a disadvantage as far as being on that same level, that same stage? How do you address that? What do we do? You know, I have my own opinion, but I'm looking to hear from you. What's your opinion? Why can't us as black men not be on the same one accord in masonry like white Masons? Oh, Brother Montgomery. That's a good question. That is absolutely a good question. However, as I did a video on the Willie Lynch documents, and one brother told me it was a myth, but that myth is so true till it's hard to debunk the fact that it was a myth. No matter whether he wrote it or not, it's truth. And we have to somehow, Brother Montgomery, understand who we are and then get past that and work together. It's all about working together, you know. And I'm not going to put all of us in a box either. I won't do that. If we remove our egos, when we go into the lodge, we could be worlds ahead. Oh yeah, that's real. If we can remove the egos. And some hadn't subdued that passion yet. You know, some just haven't subdued the passion. They just haven't. But I'm going to share this with you. So earlier today, as I was on my YouTube channel, I came across this this other channel, and it said Black Freemasons, right? So as I looked at this, it was a white lady giving commentary on Black Freemasonry. Yeah, you heard me right. And you can YouTube this yourself. Now I'm gonna tell you, I didn't subscribe to the channel, nor did I listen to the whole thing. But when the white lady started giving commentary on Black Freemasonry, it just did a whole number on me. And she was talking about Prince Hall Freemasonry. In the title of her, the title was Black Masonry, and it has Prince Hall and some other stuff up there. But when it comes on, the guy's sort of talking sort of spooky like, you know, and I just couldn't get into it. You know, how is it that somebody else is going to commentate on something that they're not even a part of? No matter how much reading you've done, you should be a part of the organization to really have a better understanding of it. Because what happens is, greetings, brother D. Stevens. What happens is this. A lot of time people come in on things of Freemasonry and they're not a member of the craft. I don't care what jurisdiction, they just not a member, but they want to come in and they want to tell you about the organization. I say this, until you have done those three things, which is being initiated, passed, and raised, you can't tell me a damn thing. Yeah, I said that. You can't tell me not one thing in regards to Freemasonry. You can't. Now, until you get there, we're not going to have that conversation. But to have someone of a different race to do commentary about your whole history really bothered me. And I'm not a Prince Hall Mason in there. I'm not a Prince Hall Mason per se in their jurisdiction. No, I was not initiated, passed, or raised in a lodge belonging to Prince Hall. But that bothered me. As a black man, that's bothered me. CJ, from a personal point of view, I'm both of ours. There are social pages. I see nothing but brotherhood. There's mostly versus, what do we do? Exactly, Brother Hawkins. Okay. Yeah, that's the same in which Prince Hall does everything to those who are different from them. Oh, okay. You know, how do I want to put this? For me, I am pro-Black Freemasonry. You heard it here. I am pro-Black Freemason. When I say I'm all for us. I don't care what jurisdiction you're a part of. I am all for us. I'm all in 110% for us, period. That's how I get down. That's how I roll. And if you are a Black Mason and you can't be all for us, I know that some of our Grand Lodges, yeah, some of y'all are in some bad shape. I know that. And there are some that are in great shape. I know that too. But I'm not going to go and try to tear you down because you're already weak. I'm not going to go and try to just beat you up. No, I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to do is support you in your endeavors of trying to grow or try to strengthen yourself. I will do that. That's what I'm talking about. Now, if you can't do that, then you need not to come around. You need not to even visit this page, because this is what this page is about. This page is about lifting up Black Masonry, bar none. And if you're out to try to tear it down, I don't care what jurisdiction you're in, you got to go. This is not that show. It's not. So you could take that or let it alone. We don't roll like that. Now, I can disagree with you. I can agree with you, but I'm not here to try to tear down any Black Mason. Whether I agree with how you got started, whether I can come visit your life, none of that. Okay? I'm here to help us to build each other up. That's clearly said that before anything, I'm a Black man. Secondly, I'm a Mason being initiated, passed, and raised. And next, everything will fall into place. The fact of the matter is, when we begin to respect each other, when you begin to know who you are in the whole scheme of things, all of that versus stuff, that goes out the window. And most of the brothers who are on Facebook talking about you regular, irregular, hadn't been in a jurisdiction a long time. They're young and they're trying to subdue their passion and they don't know where they're at right now. Wow, I've been missing all this, brother. I'm sorry. I would love nothing more than all of us coming together and respect each other. Thank you. I appreciate that. Brother Hall, we just have to formulate a plan to get together. That's true, but it starts with your leadership. See, the craft elects wishful masters and wardens. Okay? The craft does. The craft also elect Grand Lodge officers. Okay? The fact of the matter is the craft put people in their positions. We somehow have to understand that we have to start practicing pro-black masonry. And when I say that, that is clearly to say to begin to respect each other. I say that over and over and over again. I just hope that somewhere along the line that this sinks in. We don't have time to be cutting each other down. They're already doing that. There are people already planning how they're going to destroy us already. So what need is it for us to do that to the next person, the next lodge, or the next Grand Lodge? What need is that? I don't, some Grand Lodges, they are part of other entities, and whether it be foreign or domestic, that's their business. I let them run their Grand Lodge, do their business their way. If we would stay out of other people's bushes, we may be able to clip our hedges so our shit will look good. But we can't do that. We too busy peeping over. We too busy tearing it down. We too busy doing a whole lot of other stuff for us to even take care of who we are as Masons. That's the sad thing about it. I just would hope that somewhere along the line, before I fade off this place called planet Earth, that we would have come to some conclusion that we would start respecting each other as black men and Masons. Because if we did that, oh my, I ain't talking about visiting your lodge. I'm talking about the mere fact of us respecting us for being a black man, all right, number one, being a black Mason, number two, okay? And I'm only speaking on those two things, And I say that because if you look at the dynamics, we're all over the place. We are all over the place. This is why I talked to my Grand Master this year. And he, we agreed that we would send out invitations to anyone who wanted to come fellowship with us in June at our grand session. We're sending out invitations. I've already received some inboxes in my messenger, for those who wants to attend. We're good with that. We good with it. We just gonna roll a red carpet. We want you to come and have a good time, a wonderful time, in the craft. Enjoy the craft. Enjoy the fellowship. Because I know I visit different jurisdictions, such as St. John's Grand Lodge out of Chicago, New Jerusalem out of Chicago. I hung in Chicago a lot. I like Grandmaster Cheeks out of Chicago. Grandmaster Pugh out of Chicago. I enjoyed their company. Nothing but respect for both of those grandmasters. The ideal is that this should be something that we should always do. It doesn't matter jurisdiction or Supreme Congress or whatever you want. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't. What really matters is, can we build on that? Can we build on it? And if you can build on it, if you can take it and build on it, man, it would be so much better. The ideal is for us not only to study masonry, but to practice masonry in its entirety. If you come across a brother or a sister, and you're from different jurisdictions, a look, a handshake, or grip, or whatever, however you want to do it. You don't have to Q&A nobody. You don't have to go through that. And that's what's going to set the standards, okay? That's really going to set the standards. But that's also sets us apart too, because as a brother, we're going to have to Q&A you somewhere along the line. And there's nothing wrong with that. But it's when you do it and how you do it. There's a time and place for it. I'm not going to do it in public. I'm not going to Q&A you in public. I'm not. If you greet me as a brother Mason, and I greet you back as a brother Mason, now I may whisper in your ear some stuff, But I'm not gonna try to Q&A you in public. I'm not gonna do that. It's very disrespectful to Q&A somebody in public. However, I've done this in my own jurisdiction. We brought a brother in and he got initiated. And all of a sudden the brother didn't come to lodge meetings no more. So when he did come to a lodge meeting, he had a ring on. I asked this brother, I said, you a Master Mason? No. I said, what you doing with the ring on? Well, you know, I'm a Mason. I said, oh, you are? So I Q&A him in the lodge and told him to take his ring off. I didn't want to keep it. He paid for it. It's his. He bought it. However, the respect of the organization must be held intact at all times when you're dealing with Masons, period. It is just that simple. And I'll tell you something else. Okay, so when was that? That was earlier part of last year. There was a doctor. His name was Dr. Sweetie, right? He was from, I want to say Sweden or something like that, but they call him Dr. Sweetie, right? And he saw my Masonic ring, pulled me off to the side. We started talking. He asked me my position in the lodge. I told him I was a past master at the time. Ever since that day, he has been calling me past master, Brother Hawkins. Hey, past master, or hey, wishful master. But the respect that I got from him and other doctors are like walking around like, well, why are you calling him wishful master? Why are you calling him past master? Why are you greeting him like that? That's the difference. That's the bond. That's what I'm talking about. That's how Masons are supposed to do it. Better examine the caliber of a man that we are allowing to position the membership. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, we don't waste no time, yours for mine. We don't. And let me tell you, gentlemen and sisters, it's okay. It's really okay to Q&A. It's just when you need to do it. It's just a time and place to do it. You know, that's all that is. But we have to be careful. You know, there are cowards and eavesdroppers. And some may even call me a coward or eavesdropper. But I know who I am. I am assured of who I am. And that also can set you apart too. When you are sure about who you are without someone coming trying to tear you down. And you can stand on your own 2 feet, you know, because the ideal is I would rather be recognized by my own, and I've said it before, than to be accepted and recognized by anybody else. It is more of a privilege. It is more of an honor to be accepted and to be recognized by my own than anybody else. I don't care who you are or where you're from. Bar none. If California Grand Lodge said, okay, Brother Hawkins, we know, blah, 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 we wanted to give you a plaque or something. That's good. But to receive something from another jurisdiction, be it St. John's, be it New Jerusalem, be it the Sons of Light, be it Hammer Tyree, be it St. Anthony's Grand Lodge here in California, be it one of my own, that would mean more to me than anything else. Now, I don't know how others may feel, but, that's where I'm at right there. Because to be honored and accepted amongst your own should be the top of the line. It shouldn't get no better than that. And if you think that somebody else is going to give you something or recognize you for something, and you think that's better than what you get from your own, you have an issue. You have an issue. That's all I got to say. And that's something you have to work on. Because you're home. Oh, hell yeah, I'm home. Well, look, let's just be frank. Black Masons are different. The only reason we're not at the same table or on the same table as white Grand Lodges is because we are different. We are who we are. And that's not a bad thing. We would challenge you. We would Q&A you. We would do a whole lot of things to you. We even make you quit and go start another Grand Lodge. But that's just who we are. But you know what? I'm going to love on us anyway. Period. We already been beat down by other people. So what the hell? I'd rather lift us up and tear us down. So what? That's my whole being. My whole being is dedicated to us, uplifting us. I don't care if you're Prince Hall, Modern Free, International, Universal, Ancient Free and Accepted. I don't give a who. PHA, PHO. The whole thing is to uplift us. And if you are online in these Facebook groups battling each other because some white guy is watching you and you in this, he's irregular, if you're in that group, you need to remove yourself if you want to see what Masonry is all about, because that's not what Masonry is about. Oh, I got my documents. Show me your documents. No, it happened that year. No, it happened this year. Forget that. No, we didn't take this thing to another level, because the level that they're operating on is a lower level. It is a lower level. You need to take it up. You need to raise your, as my brother would say, raise your cum laude. Did I say that right? I must have messed that word up. But raise that energy up, and stop just being so low level like a damn turtle to you just moving slowly. No, I tell you what, I don't know if you've ever seen a turtle run, but a turtle can run. You let something get behind it. And that's what we have to be at. I just don't have the time, brothers and sisters, to tear you down. I don't. But what I do have the time to do is to lift you up and to tell you how much I appreciate the mere fact that you're a part of this organization should say something. It really should. And if you're carrying yourself in such a way as to be a distinguished member of the craft, says a whole lot more. So be it whether you're an Ancient Free and Accepted Mason, the John G. Jones lineage, affiliation, however you want to throw yourself in that, or whether it be anything else, any other jurisdiction, being of the Black Freemasonry concept. We have to tear down the wall. We gotta hell, they tear it down over in Germany, we can tear it down here. We can. And if we did that, just think about that. Reagan said, tear down this wall. I'm saying the same damn thing. Tear the wall down. You brothers of the craft in these various jurisdictions, you elect those officers. We need to start seeing where their mind and their heart is at. You mean to tell me that you're still pissed off at somebody that something happened and you weren't even living when it's happened, but you mad? That doesn't make sense. The fact of the matter is Freemasonry says that we should do what? What's the motto? Somebody type that motto up there for me. Oh, brother Terrell said that let me see, he said, but Black men do care what their counterparts think instead of uniting. Let me tell you, I'm going to agree with you on that. But I'm not going to say all do. All of them don't necessarily care about their counterparts and what they think. The fact is that we should be reuniting regardless. I get tired of people telling me about me. Who I am and how I'm supposed to act and how I'm supposed to carry myself. Making good man better. Thank you. I get tired of people saying, well, you people. You can't put all of us in a box. You can't. There's too many of us for one thing. And all of us are not on the same level. And all of us are trying to do various things to lift us up. As it shows right here in this group for those who are on tonight. I've seen some of the other group YouTube pages, and you know what? To me, I like the way some of them come on. It's kind of pretty, like, yeah, I likes that. But that's not where I'm at. My thing is all about us as Black Masons, period. That's where I'm at. You can't take me out of it. I'm in it. I'm in it too deep right now. I can't turn around. I have to continue on this path of saying that the best thing for us is to respect who we are. That's the best thing for us. We're not them. And we need to stop trying to be them and be who we are. Because it's all about us anyway. I was reading my ritual the other night, the one I'm working on. And the more I read it, the more I was like, damn. I can say this. If any of you have ever worked on a project of any sort, you can become so embellished in your project till it just consumes you. And this is sort of happening with me with my ritual. The mere fact that I'm in it, I'm like, the more I read, I'm like, I don't really need to change a whole lot. I don't, because it's there already. There can be some extra stuff I can add, but it's there already. The fact is that most of us don't really take the time to go read it. And I Q&A you on this one. How big do you think King Solomon's temple was? It was not that big at all. It was really not. Just something to think about. Because as I was reading, I was like, wow. You have to take a step back and absorb some of the stuff you read sometimes. And the more I read, the deeper I got. And it was just those wow moments, Well, let them correct myself. Well, let me correct myself. I can't talk about another brother, but not Masonically. Okay. Because of what Masonry is supposed to stand for. Oh, yeah. Masonry is supposed to stand for a whole lot. It's just those who will allow to come in as Masons and imposters and to do other things that really sets it apart. I'm going to tell you this here. So on Friday night, we had our lodge meeting. And Brother Barry, congratulations, Brother Barry, for being raised. We raised Brother Barry. And the funny thing is, so we left there and we went and celebrated. Me and some of the brothers, Brother Barry included, we went to go celebrate. So we get to the American Legion. If you're in a black community, there's an American Legion or a VFW somewhere by. Somebody can vouch for me on that. I'm just saying. So we all went over. Oh yeah, Brother Gilmore, thank you. So we all went over to the American Legion, and we had a couple. We were just chilling, just the fact of celebrating that this brother has made that move, and he was ready too. Let me tell you, he was ready, right on out. He collapsed so quick. It was funny, but you know what I mean. But I'm going to get back on topic. So here we are. Now, there were some brothers from Prince Hall Lodge that was there. They had just had their meeting that same night. And here we are sitting over there. And he's asking me, Brother Hawkins, I kind of feel a certain way. I'm like, well, how do you feel, bro? I mean, he said, well, we're dressed alike. I got Mama Sonic and them on. They got theirs on. We know everything. But it seemed like they're distant. Do they know you? I say, every one of them over there knows me. If you're anywhere in California, you can, yeah, for real. And he was like, well, why do they seem so distant? I said, that's on them. That's not how we're supposed to carry ourselves, But before I left, they all spoke. Hey, Brother Hawkins, how you doing? He was like, well, why wasn't it like that before that? I said, hey, bro, you know what? To each his own. Sometimes you just got to let people do what they do, But I didn't tell him, hey, you know what? I didn't give him any negative thing. That is something that I have control over. So I didn't talk bad or say, you know what, they're whatever. No, that wasn't my place to do that. My place was to show him what Freemasonry is all about. And I did that. That's my thing. That's what we're supposed to do. Go back to the roots of things, honestly, from the standpoint and understanding we don't practice Masonry in the original form since we practice it in the way that our white counterparts do. Brother Lee Hall, I can do nothing but agree with you on that. We do not practice Freemasonry in its true form, in the original form for which it is supposed to be practiced. We don't. You're absolutely right. The system of Freemasonry for which we practice here in the United States is an American Masonry. It's American Masonry, period. You leave and go outside the country, you will see something totally different. That's just the fact of the matter. And if you're bold enough to do it, do it. I tell any brother, if you're a Mason and all you ever did was travel in your circle, your lodge, your Supreme Council, your General Grand Masonic Congress, or whatever you want to call it, if those are the only 3 places you ever travel as a Mason, you are missing out. You're missing out. If that's all you got, you are missing out, period. I'm almost sure they know you. Brother Phil, you know, I say that in a positive way, bro. It's positive. It's nothing. Now, I will tell you this. In the beginning, it was negative. Yes. Because I wrote a newspaper article. I did. I put it in the newspaper. I said that Prince Hall Masonry, California, I said they was racist against their own people. And if anybody want a copy of that, I tell you, this is what I'm going to do. If you inbox me, I will make a copy and I will send it to you through your messenger. I would do that. And I wrote the newspaper article. I did. And I told them, you guys are racist against your own brothers. How can you be racist against your own? You know, and then Grandmaster Tommy Phillips was the Grandmaster at the time of Prince Hall Grand Lodge of California. He contacted me through his deputy. And we all sat down and had a meeting. You know, it was at this meeting was Prince Hall, St. Peter's, John G. Jones Grand Lodge, and the Sons of Light. And Hammer Tyree Grand Lodge was at this meeting. And we all sat down and we discussed Masonry. You know, and we told them that this is what you teach your members. And they were shocked that we came forward like that, you know. But hey, there's truth. You know, isn't that what we're in search of? Is that what we're supposed to give each other? Is truth? You may not like it at first, but the mere fact that I gave it to you is supposed to be accepted. We don't have to agree to the fact. Now, I may give it to you pretty raw. We don't have to agree, but you could say, you know what, man, I'm going to take a look at that. That's how we can do that. But hey, here we are. Here we are at odds. This is 2018. We're heading to 2019. Almost 400 years since we have set foot as slaves on this rock. This place called the United States of America. Even though most of us and a lot of our ancestors probably was already on this rock, you know. But however, we need to start relying on other people to define who we are and take ownership about who we are. We need to stop relying on what other people think we're supposed to be, how we're supposed to act, the whole thing. We have our own way of doing whatever we do because that's the type of people we are. As I said in one of my other videos, we come up with some crazy stuff and everybody else will do it. And then we'll move on. You know, the fact of the matter is we need to use capitalism for our own good. You know, if it's going to be for us and by us, don't sell it. Don't sell it. If you're going to tell me it's for us and by us, and then you go sell it after you didn't think that you have raised the stock up in it, now you sell it. It's no longer for us and by us. You might as well change the name. Apple bottom jeans? Yeah. Come on now. The pop, the lock, the robot, the dances, the culture. America don't have culture unless they have us. Come on, people, wake up. America doesn't have culture unless they have us. They don't have jazz. You don't have rock. You don't have rap. You have folk music. And somebody may come back and show me where we came with folk music. But I'm just saying, we need to stop giving our pearls to the swine and understand that those are our pearls. Let us put those pearls around our own neck, around our sisters' necks. You know, we have to be the example. Everybody on this page needs to be an example of what Masons should and carry themselves. And stop all the hating on each other in regards to versus this, versus that. You on a Facebook page and all the brothers are jumping on this one guy because he's not a part of your Grand Lodge. And now you over here jump on this guy. Come on. You know? The South, what about the South, Brother Phil Jackson? What about the South? Oh, for sure. Let there be light. Oh, you got it. You know, what use or what good is it for a man to have light and put it up on his bed instead of sitting on a high hill? What good is that? You know? It's no good for a man to have light and can't share it. Bring somebody else out of darkness. It's no good. Care who you are. Oh, music. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You know, we came, we called it the Dirty South. You know, come on now. Now, if we stop selling everything that we come up with and start owning everything that we come up with, we wouldn't have to depend on nobody but us. This is what masonry can do if we teach it the right way. This is exactly what masonry can do. And this is how our counterparts use masonry. Come on now, people, work with me. This is exactly how our counterparts use Freemasonry. If you don't think so, look around. This is how they use it. Okay? They use it for exactly that purpose. They may not teach it as we teach it. They may not learn it as we learn it, but they damn sure use it. That's a fact. Man, I want to call my wife, tell her to bring me some more tea. But anyway, so we can say whatever we want to say, but they use Freemasonry. Let me tell you. No, I can't tell you. Brother Boxer said I should be cautious sometime. Boy, I get hot because I see how they use Freemasonry across the board. Okay, I see that myself, and I'm quite sure some of you have seen it yourselves too. The fact of the matter is that we need to learn to do the same thing. We do across the board. Across the board. Let's stop hating on each other for something that belongs to us because somebody else don't recognize it. That's the glue. To stop hating on each other is the glue. I have nothing else to add to that. If we stop doing that and looking at it from a whole nother perspective, Freemasonry can really do a good works in our community. It sure can. Because there are Black Masons who have different positions, whether it be on your city council, whether it be on the school board, whether it be wherever it be. You know, be it modern and free, be it international, be it PHO or PHA. We need to start tapping that. Seeing how we can help them to be successful. In like manner, we become successful. That's how that works. Okay, so you said, Brother Finley, you said, I seen an episode on Prince Hall Think Tank, and they did an episode on John G. Jones as a bogus Mason group. What you think about that? I don't think about it. You know why? Because if I waste my time thinking about what somebody else thought about my organization or about the organization I'm a part of, how can I do the work? I've offered them the opportunity to come on this page, on this channel. I've said, hey, to Prince Hall Think Tank, you are certainly welcome to contact me. You're welcome to come on here if you want to have that conversation. But they have not. I've even gone on their page and asked them, hey, you know what? Get another perspective. You know, you only talk about your perspective, but you don't talk about other people's perspective of Freemasonry. It's just yours. And that's not a debate. Oh, you sitting around, you gossiping like some women. You know, that's what you're doing. That's how I see it. If you're going to, you know, it's just like having some guys over and you having a couple of beers and all you're talking about is the same thing. Nobody's getting anything out of the conversation because you've talked about the same conversation for the past 100, almost 200 years. You talked about the same thing. You know, you can't even get over yourself. Oh, yeah. I'm from Alabama. They may get me. Well, hey, like I said, for any Mason or sister, as a matter of fact, who would like to come on this channel and really have a decent discussion in regards to Freemasonry, you're welcome to do that. And I tell you, brothers, if you want to tell somebody about the channel, please do it. Tell them to subscribe and hit me up. Let's have that conversation, how we can build each other up. How can I help you to become successful? That's what we ought to be talking about. Instead of tearing each other down, talking about who's bogus and who's not. The ideal is if I can help you become successful, I'm damn sure going to become successful myself. Hey, if we're going to do that, if we're going to build that bridge and not blow it up like Rock 101 wants to do, and by the way, he did say he would come on to the show, and I'm going to have him on. If we can just take that mentality and do that, oh, my goodness. Now, I'm not saying that it's not happening. I would say that. I would say that in Florida, from what I understand in Florida, I think that's Brother Jackson. Hold on. Brother Jackson.
Yes, sir. You still on?
Yeah, I'm still on. I was just talking about, I was talking about if we can take the concept of lifting each other up instead of tearing each other down, that could put us on the same stage as white Masons. I'm just going to put it out there like that. Because if you can,
I mean,
go ahead.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I said because of
what aspect are you speaking of as the same stage? Because it's just like sitting at the head table. You know, somebody asked me the other day, was I going to sit at the head table? I said any table I sit at is a head table.
Absolutely, and that's what I'm saying when I say.
You know, so I'm on the same stage as white.
Okay.
There ain't nowhere I can go that they can go that I want to be at. Wherever they go that I want to go, I can be in there.
Okay.
I prove who I am. Now, if you're not letting me in because somebody don't recognize me, then you have an ulterior motive.
Right.
But I can go. You know, I don't allow. I get what you're saying, but I'm not going to allow someone else to make a narrative of a competition. You know, we've been doing competition since the third grade, and that makes us mental wrecks, competing to see who's this. You know, well, we do this. Well, this lodge does such and such. Well, we got 65 members. Well, hell, we got 75 members. Oh, we got 100 members. Yeah, but you don't have 4 quarters. You got 100 pennies. You don't have 4 quarters. So it's a competition thing. What makes me different than the white Mason is the ability to keep my obligation as close to my chest as possible.
Okay. I can see that from that point of view, and that's what I was looking at that, but I was also adding to that as far as the mere fact of instead of tearing down, lifting up. Instead of tearing down, lifting up. I mean, we get everybody else is beating us up. Why we need to stop beating up ourselves?
Well, as I said before, where that comes from is we still have a lot of Willie Lynch in us. You honestly don't even respect what you're in because you can't even ask other people who are not in the order to support you with a fundraiser. You want to get a raffle ticket and turn around and give it to the people in your Grand Lodge. I've never liked that. We gonna be there. Give it to you. Got 3,000 entries in your phone log.
Right.
You got 3,000 people in your Facebook page, but you won't send nothing to your people. You post it to your own people.
Right.
You don't post anything on your own personal page that the other people who are not Mason see. That's always been a problem for me. I don't care nothing about some events you got that I'm gonna be at anyway.
Right.
I want to know who else are you saying this to? You know, so you got 100 tickets, but 85 of them went to the members in your Grand Lodge.
Yeah.
You know, I told a sister one time, when you get down to your last 2 tickets, bring them to me. She got upset.
Why would she get upset?
When you get down to your last 2 tickets, bring them to me.
Right.
But I'm not going to buy them right now. You're just taking the rubber band off. You just pulling them out the box. You want to give them to me because you know I'm going to be there. No, let me see what kind of work and labor you're going to do first.
Okay.
You know, so most people are ashamed of what they can. That's why when they out in the streets, they'll tuck their chain in when they get around people. They ain't worried about the stick up, man. They worried about somebody asking them something.
Right.
Or you gotta wear everything because you really don't know how to keep your conduct together. See, most of the time when you got on a whole lot of stuff, people ignore you anyway because they know you just out there trying to show.
Yeah.
You know, see, there's a certain look that a Mason has that lets everybody else know, don't play with him.
Yeah, that's true.
Don't even try him.
That's true.
You know, you're not going to ask, you know, you give them, and I've seen, you know, how you do, you know, people will respect you because they see it in your face. You're not paying attention to any foolishness. It's just a certain walk, a certain way that you carry yourself.
Right.
So we're not above anyone else. All this other stuff I hear. We're just men who trying to be better men. That's all we're doing. And you know, I'm not in competition with Europeans.
Right.
Not at all. I'm in competition with myself because it says, subduing your passion. You know, if you want to get a real strong analogy about what this order is, get some discernment about the TV series Kung Fu.
Yeah. Yeah, you broke that down the last time.
What he had to do and go through coming out of the monastery, et cetera, and becoming who he is.
Right.
He had different stages. He thought he was ready to go sit in the East. But he couldn't walk across the paper, he couldn't snatch the pebble, and he definitely wasn't getting ready to grab the fire barrel.
Right.
Because that's the last stage. But he didn't realize once you grab the fire barrel, you become a 33rd. Now your life begins.
Because at 32, you're not even unthaling good.
Huh?
I said at 32, you're not even unthaling good. You still froze.
You know, at 32 degrees, that's freezing. You know, that's freezing level.
Yeah.
You're not even cooking until you get at 90 degrees. That's a whole nother ball game.
Yeah, show you right. So look, I know you just got back on the phone. We've been on here for about an hour and a half now, and I know that some of the brothers be like, you know what, I don't want to bore them. I just want to give everybody something to think about, and I believe, Brother Jackson, you have definitely given us a lot to think about, a lot to swallow, and a lot to look at. I would just hope one day, in our travels as Masons, that we can really understand the benefit and really uphold to those standards for which we claim that we are part of. That whole thing, I'm looking forward to that.
Okay.
So I'm gonna get ready to sign off. If anybody got any questions they want to ask real quick, I can hold on just for a few more minutes, and while Brother Jackson is here.
If anybody want to ask me something, if they want to inbox me, I can always just answer from my perspective. I understand, I'm not the know-it-all.
Right.
I just know what I know, and I know how I'm going to answer.
Okay.
And, but, I can be reached by phone, inbox, whatever, however you want to contact me. I'm not a hard man. It's easy to find me than with a GPS.
That you know what, Brother Jackson? That is 100. You right. It is easy to find you. It is so easy to find you, bro. So, okay, is it okay to get that number? Brother Timothy Woods was asking, was it okay? All right, you want to give it out?
312-927-8921.
Okay, repeat that again. 312.
Yeah, you can email me. You can, if you want to email me, you want to chat with me, whatever. It doesn't matter. We can chat. We can do this video chat on the phone. I was on the chat this morning with my team. Got to do one of my partners, a client that I take care of sometimes. His brother was found dead. And he plays for Sacramento Kings, and his brother was found dead.
Wow.
So So I have to go to St. Louis.
Uh-huh.
I have to go to St. Louis to tend to this detail.
Oh, okay.
And so that's on Thursday.
Okay.
With the family and what have you. But yeah, Ben McLemore lost his little brother.
Wow, Ben McLemore?
So yeah. Ben McLemore played with cancer.
Right. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Ben McLemore, he lost his little brother. You know, that hurt me because when I got the call, it hurt me because,
wow.
we hung out a little bit when I was there. You know, we laughed and talked about a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And but yeah, it hurt me.
Okay. Well, brothers, I wish everybody well tonight. We're going to go ahead and sign off. But as always, please stay out the bushes and keep your light on. And a light that is hidden under the bed can't be seen, so you need to set it up on a hill. So until I see you, until we speak, peace, be well, and blessings. And please, whatever you do, stay out them bushes and keep your light on. I'm out. Thank you, Brother Jackson. I appreciate you, and we'll be back in touch.
Yeah, get him, brothers. Get him, brothers. My Facebook handle. My Facebook name is Chris M. Jackson. You can't miss it. I'm on there with a cream brim. But we could all be on the phone on video chat.
Right.
The same way we're talking now if they want to talk. But it says Christopher Jackson. In parentheses it says a Kilo of Johnny.
Okay.
Which means the bringer of truth.
The bringer of truth. Oh, well, there you have it. Bring it then. So look, you guys have a say what, Brother Jackson?
No, I didn't say anything.
All right then. So I'm gonna go ahead and sign off and make it do what it do. Right. And Brother Timothy Wood, yes, that's in St. Louis. He will be in St. Louis coming up soon. So I'm quite sure if you play this back, you can pick his number up and give him a call. I'm out.
Yeah. All right. Later.